A common refrain from the more guns in more places crowd, the NRA types, the ammo sexuals, is that, hey, there are way more people killed by cars than by guns. And if you want to ban or restrict access to guns, you should ban or restrict access to cars. Now, this ignores the obvious reality that the designed use for cars is drastically different than the use of guns. But let's put that aside just for a second, because in many states, this is no longer going to be an accurate talking point. In 21 US states, more people died from guns than from traffic accidents, according to a new study from the Violence Policy Center. They discovered that, led by Pennsylvania, Ohio, Illinois, and Georgia, plus 17 other states, guns are increasingly claiming more lives than car accidents. And car accident fatalities have been declining as a result of better, more refined highways, improved vehicle designs, more enforcement of laws on traffic violations. And meanwhile, we continue to see an increase in gun-related deaths. And even more interestingly, according to the Violence Policy Center's legislative director, Christian Rand, firearms are the only consumer product that the federal government does not regulate for health and safety specifically. Now, the data is based on 2014 numbers. This is the most recent year for which we have data on both gun deaths and car accidents. And if the trend continues, 2015 would be the first year that gun deaths would surpass traffic deaths nationally. And we will eventually get that data, Lewis. So, very clear destruction of a popular pro-gun talking point. Cars kill more people. Let's ban cars. Even the premise is no longer true.
Yes, and cars are extremely, extremely dangerous, and we talk about that all the time. We talk about how in the future it probably won't even make sense to have drivers behind cars at all. Full automation. It really does highlight how out of control the gun situation is here. But Dave, I mean, how do you convince the amosexuals that this matters at all? Because it's written into the Constitution that they need to have their guns.
Well, that's why I always feel mixed when we get data like this. On the one hand, I want to show the amosexuals that their talking point is wrong, right? Cars aren't killing drastically more people than guns. And in some cases, cars are killing even fewer people than guns. But on the other hand, I feel like that's already buying into their logic by even debating the point on some level. It shouldn't really matter whether cars kill more or fewer people than guns, because the comparison itself is ridiculous. And that's really my concern, as Lewis is pointing out here. Are we even really going to get through to anyone by saying, oh, actually, guns kill more people than cars, so X, Y, Z? You're already buying into a sort of loser's argument.
Yeah, I think the best argument on our side is to point to other developed countries and show how little gun violence there is in those countries, even accounting for population. It's incredible.